Manisha Nahar and I welcome you all to the Space Information Program. Curiosity is the essence of our existence, and since ancient time, man has been curious about space, the universe, and everything that controls it. This curiosity led him to observe and study the universe and its various aspects. Since then, we have come a very long way. From telescopes to observe the planets from Earth, to satellites and other space missions to study them closely. India has also been a part of this space exploration journey since the foundation of the Indian Space Research Organization on 15th August 1969. Scientists and engineers like Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, Satish Dhawan, V.R. like Ambika, Dr. K. Radhakrishnan, and various others have had a powerful impact in India's space research program. Due to the efforts of such inspiring people, ISRO is known as one of the top space research organizations around the world. Missions like Aryabhatta, Chandrayaan 1 and 2, Mars Orbiter mission, also known as Mangalyaan, and many others have been successfully carried out by ISRO and have received accolades from all around the world. Such has been the inspiring story of ISRO. We, the citizens, love and respect them for what they have given to our country and humankind. Young students aspiring to become space scientists and aerospace engineers can take inspiration from these people who accomplished what many thought was impossible. And today, on the birth anniversary day of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, Space Information Program will surely help interested students in realizing their dream and love for space exploration. Thank you.
We often hear words like space science, astronomy, astrophysics, aerospace engineering. So are all these fields the same, or is there any difference? So I'm sure many of you must be wondering. So astronomy is more of an observational field. Observation of objects in space, or you can say celestial bodies like planets, stars, comets, nebulae, etc. So, what is space science? Space science is an all-inclusive field consisting of fields like astronomy, astrophysics, propulsion engineering, aerospace engineering, etc. So let's talk about other fields. Astrophysics is the application of physics to the study of space, stars, planets, galaxies, nebulae, etc. So how do stars form? How did the universe form? What are the properties of stars? What are the properties of other celestial bodies, etc., etc. And aerospace engineering deals with design, development, testing and production of spacecraft, rocket propulsion systems, and basically any equipment operating beyond the Earth's atmosphere.
Sputnik 1. Sputnik 1 was first artificial Earth satellite. The Soviet Union launched it into an elliptical low Earth orbit on 4th October 1957, where it orbited for 3 weeks before its batteries died. Then, silently after 2 months, it fell into our atmosphere. Vostok. Vostok 1 was the first spaceflight of the Vostok program and also the first crewed spaceflight in history. The Vostok 1, also called as 3KA space capsule, was launched from Baikonur Cosmodrome on April 12, 1961, with Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin aboard, making him the first human to cross into the outer space. The orbital spaceflight consisted of a single orbit around Earth which skimmed the upper atmosphere at 169 kilometers or 91 nautical miles. At its lowest point, the flight took 108 minutes from launching to landing. Gagarin parachuted to the ground separately from his capsule after ejecting at 7 kilometers, that is 23,000 feet altitude. Apollo 11. Apollo 11 was the spaceflight that first landed humans on Moon. Neil Armstrong and lunar module pilot Buzz Aldrin formed the American crew that landed the Apollo lunar module Eagle on July 20, 1969. Armstrong became the first person to step onto the lunar surface 6 hours and 39 minutes later on July 21. Aldrin joined him 19 minutes later. They spent about 2.25 hours together outside the spacecraft and they collected 47.5 pounds, that is 21.5 kg of lunar material back to Earth. Command Module pilot Michael Collins flew the Command Module Columbia alone in lunar orbit while they were on the Moon's surface. Apollo 11 was launched by a Saturn V rocket from Kennedy Space Center on Merritt Island, Florida on July 16, and it was the fifth crewed mission of NASA's Apollo program. STS, Space Transportation System. The Space Transportation System, also known internally to NASA as the Integrated Program Plan or IPP, was a proposed system of reusable manned space vehicles envisioned in 1969 to support extended operations beyond the Apollo program. The purpose of the system was twofold: to reduce the cost of spaceflight by replacing the current method of launching capsules on expendable rockets with reusable spacecraft, and to support ambitious follow-on programs including permanent orbiting space stations around the Earth and Moon and human landing mission to Mars. In February 1969, President Richard Nixon appointed a space task group headed by the Vice President Spiro Agnew to recommend human space projects beyond Apollo. As funded, the shuttle was greatly scaled back from its planned degree of reusability and deferred in time. The shuttle first flew in 1981 and was retired in 2011. Voyager 1. Voyager 1 is a space probe that was launched by NASA on September 5, 1977. Part of the Voyager program was to study out the outer solar system. Voyager 1 was launched 16 days after its twin Voyager 2. Having operated for 42 years, 9 months and 25 days as of June 30, 2020, the spacecraft still communicates with the Deep Space Network to receive routine commands and to transmit data to Earth. Voyager 1 studied weather, magnetic fields and rings of the two planets and was the first probe to provide detailed images of their moons. On August 25, 2012, Voyager 1 became the first spacecraft to cross the heliopause and enter the interstellar medium. Voyager 1's extended mission is expected to continue until about 2025, when its radioisotope thermoelectric generators will no longer supply enough electrical power to operate any of its scientific instruments. Mars Rover. A Mars rover is a motor vehicle that travels across the surface of a planet, Mars, upon arrival. There have been 4 successfully robotically operated Mars rovers, all managed by the Jet Propulsion Laboratory: Sojourner, Opportunity, Spirit, and Curiosity. The launching dates of Sojourner, Opportunity, Spirit, and Curiosity rovers respectively are 4 December 1996, 8 July 2003, 10th June 2003, and 26 November 2011 in Indian Standard Time. The search for evidence of habitability, taphonomy, and organic carbon on Mars is now a primary NASA objective. In June 2018, Opportunity went out of contact after going into hibernation mode in a dust storm. NASA declared the end of the Opportunity mission on February 30, 2019, after numerous failures to wake up the rover. As of June 2019, Curiosity is still active, while Spirit, Opportunity, and Sojourner completed their missions before losing contact.
The Kepler Space Telescope is a retired space telescope launched by NASA to discover Earth-sized planets orbiting other stars. Named after astronomer Johannes Kepler, the spacecraft was launched on March 7, 2009, into an Earth-trailing heliocentric orbit. The principal investigator was William J. Borucki. After 9 years of operation, the telescope's reaction control system fuel was depleted, and NASA announced its retirement on October 30, 2018. Designed to survey a portion of Earth's region of the Milky Way to discover Earth-sized exoplanets in or near habitable zones and estimate how many of the billions of stars in Milky Way have such planets. Hubble Space Telescope, often referred to as HST or Hubble, is a space telescope that was launched into low Earth orbit in 1990 and remains in operation. The Hubble Space Telescope is named after astronomer Edwin Hubble and is one of NASA's great observatories. Hubble features a 2.4-meter mirror and its 4 main instruments observed in the ultraviolet, visible, and near-infrared regions of the electromagnetic spectrum. Hubble's orbit outside the distortion of the Earth's atmosphere allows it to capture extremely high-resolution images with substantially lower background light than ground-based telescopes. It has recorded some of the most detailed visible light images, allowing a deep view into space. Many Hubble observatories have led to breakthroughs in astrophysics, such as determining the rate of expansion of the universe. A radio telescope is a specialized antenna and a radio receiver used to receive radio waves from astronomical radio sources in the sky. Radio telescopes are the main observing instrument used in radio astronomy, which studies the radio frequency portion of the electromagnetic spectrum emitted by astronomical objects. Radio telescopes can be used in daytime as well as nighttime, since astronomical radio sources such as planets, stars, nebulas, and galaxies are very far away. The radio waves coming from them are extremely weak, so radio telescopes require very large antennas to collect enough radio energy to study them. Radio waves from space were first detected by engineer Carl Gustav Janczy in 1932 at Bell Telephone Laboratories in Holmdel, New Jersey, using an antenna built to study noise in radio receivers. The Cassini-Huygens Space Research Mission, commonly called Cassini, involved a collaboration between NASA, the European Space Agency ESA, and the Italian Space Agency ASI to send a probe to study the planet Saturn and its system, including its rings and natural satellites. The flagship-class robotic spacecraft comprised both NASA's Cassini probe and ESA's Huygens lander, which landed on Saturn's largest moon, Titan. Cassini was the fourth space probe to visit Saturn and the first to enter its orbit. The two craft took their names from astronomers Giovanni Cassini and Christian Huygens. Soyuz is a series of spacecraft designed by the Soviet space program by the Korolev Design Bureau, now RKK Energia, in the 1960s, that remaining serving today also, having made more than 140 flights. The Soyuz succeeded the Voskoro spacecraft and was originally built as the part of the Soviet crewed lunar programs. The Soyuz spacecraft is launched on Soyuz rocket, the most reliable launch vehicle in the world to date. All Soyuz spacecrafts are launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. After the retirement of the space shuttle in 2011, the Soyuz served as the only means for Americans to make crew space flights until the first flight of VSS Unity in 2018. The only means for Americans to reach the ISS, that is the International Space Station, until the first flight of Dragon 2 Crew variant on May 30, 2020. The Soyuz is heavily used in the ISS program.
Dr. Vikram Sarabhai was born in 12 August 1919. He was an Indian physicist and astronomer who initiated space research activity. Initially, the name of the space research activity was INCOSPAR, that is Indian National Committee for Space Research. With the help of Dr. Homi Bhabha, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai started space research activity. He is internationally regarded as the father of Indian space program. He was honored with Padma Bhushan in 1966 and Padma Vibhushan in 1972. He set up the Operation Research Group (ORG), the first market research organization in the country. Dr. Sarabhai started a project for the fabrication and launch of an Indian satellite. As a result, the first Indian satellite, Aryabhat, was put in orbit from a Russian cosmodrome. So here is the very interesting part, how ISRO started in the church. In the 1960s, Thumma was a small fishing village on the outskirts of Thiruvananthapuram city. But for the country's space scientists, the location was exceptional as it was very close to the Earth's magnetic equator. Within this area stood a large church, whose site had to be acquired. So one day, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai and his colleagues went to speak to the Bishop of Trivandrum, Dr. Peter, about acquiring the church. The necessary permissions were fetched due to paperwork done, and the villagers shifted to a different village and on the garden before St. Mary Magdalene Church. Our first rocket launch was built. The church housed the first unit of the Thumba Equatorial Rocket Launch Station, that is TERLS, which was named the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center VSSC. The St. Mary Magdalene Church housed the first office of Thumba Space Center. The prayer room was the first laboratory and the bishop's room was design and drawing room. From being transported on a bicycle to being launched from a church, here's how the India's first rocket reached the stars in 1963. Actually, there were no transportation facilities near between the church research center and the launch pad. So, India's proud history of rocket science took its steps on bicycle. In order to be bought on the launch pads, parts of NASA made rocket Nike Apache were carried on bicycle. Apple satellite Alien passenger payload experiment. Apple was first experimental communication satellite launched by Ariane 1 from Kourou. It was first boosted into geosynchronous orbit by Apogee motor of ISRO, derived from fourth stage of SLV-3. It was designed and built in for just 2 years with limited infrastructure in industrial sheds. It gave ISRO valuable hands-on experience and designing and developing 3-axis stabilized geostationary communication satellite. You people will amazed when you come to know that Apple was transported on a bullock cart for testing purpose. And the reason behind this was to provide a non-magnetic environment and to conduct the antenna test in an open field to remedy the TT and C-link problem caused by the impedance matching problem. And this was a solution found in about 5 hours and a cost of ₹150 for hiring the cart. Aryabhat satellite was India's first satellite named after the famous Indian astronomer and mathematician, launched on 19 April 1975 from Kapustin Yar, a Russian rocket launch development site in Astrakhan Oblast. Using a Cosmos 3M launch vehicle, it was built by ISRO. It allowed the USSR to use Indian ports for tracking ships and launching vessels in return for launching Indian satellites. It was built to conduct experiments in X-ray astronomy, aeronautics, and solar physics. The spacecraft was 26-sided polyhedron, 4.6 feet in diameter. All faces except the top and bottom were covered with solar cells. A power failure halted experiments after 4 days and 60 orbits with all signals from spacecraft lost after 5 days of the operation. Spacecraft mainframe remained active till March 1981. Due to orbital decay, the satellite entered Earth's atmosphere on 11 February 1992. Rohini satellite is a series of satellites launched by ISRO. The Rohini series consisted of 4 satellites, each of which was launched by the Satellite Launch Vehicle SLV, and 3 of which made it successfully to orbit. Satellites in series are Rohini Technology Payload, that is RTP, RS-1, RSD-1 and RSD-2. RTP was launched on 10 August 1979 from SDSC, that is Satish Dhawan Space Center. The satellite contained instruments to monitor the launch vehicle. It did not achieve its intended orbit as the carrier rocket SLV was only partially successful. The second satellite in the series was RS-1. It was successfully launched on 18 July 1980 from Satish Dhawan Space Center. It was first satellite successfully launched by indigenous vehicle SLV. The satellite has mission life of 1.2 years and an orbital of 20 months.
A satellite is an object that orbits a planet. There are 2 types of satellites, natural and artificial. So, natural satellites are naturally occurring objects that are orbiting a planet. For example, the moon is Earth's natural satellite. Artificial satellites are man-made objects that are orbiting a planet. For example, Sputnik, which is the first satellite in space, or IRNSS, which is India's navigation system. These are artificial satellites. So henceforth, we'll refer to artificial satellites as just satellites. Satellites are classified according to different parameters like weight, orbit, function, etc. So, satellite classification according to function is communication satellites, navigation satellites, remote sensing satellites, interplanetary satellites, etc. Classifications of satellite according to weight is large satellites, medium satellites, small satellites, and in that mini satellites, micro satellites, nano satellites, etc. So you can see in this image, large satellites are more than 1000 kg. Medium satellites are between 500 and 1000 kg, and small satellites are under 500 kg. And under small satellites, there are mini satellites which are between 100 and 500 kgs, micro satellites which are between 10 and 100 kgs, so on and so forth.
Sounding rockets. A sounding rocket is an instrument carrying rocket designed purposefully for researches like getting measurements and performing scientific experiments during a suborbital flight. They are used to test instruments that can be further be used in a complex mission. A sounding rockets are one or two stage solid propellant rockets used for probing the upper atmospheric regions and for space research. These rockets are smaller, less expensive, and are used as a key to get the instrument or payload tested and acquire results about it. They are launched from TERLS, that is Thumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station, Thumba, Thiruvananthapuram. One rocket every week earlier, but nowadays they are scheduled to launch one rocket every month. Currently, three versions are offered as operational sounding rockets, which covers a payload range of 8 to 100 kg and an apogee range of 80 to 475 kilometers.
Launch vehicles are vehicles used to carry satellites or any other objects, or you can say payloads, into space. So, currently India is using two launch vehicles, PSLV, which is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, and GSLV, which is Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle. So, PSLV is one of the most reliable launch vehicles, and it has set the world record of carrying 104 satellites into space at one time. GSLV Mark III is India's most powerful rocket. So, are there any differences between PSLV and GSLV? Yes. The first difference is that PSLV has 4 stages, while GSLV has 3. The second difference is that GSLV has a special type of engine called the cryogenic engine, which uses very cold liquid hydrogen as fuel. So what were the launch vehicles before GSLV and PSLV? India's first launch vehicle was SLV-3, which is Satellite Launch Vehicle 3. Are you aware that SLV-3 was developed by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam and his team? The next launch vehicle we developed was ASLV, which is Augmented Satellite Launch Vehicle. So we are not currently using these launch vehicles because we have developed more powerful launch vehicles which can carry heavier satellites like PSLV XL, GSLV Mark II, GSLV Mark III, etc.
Reusable Launch Vehicle Technology Demonstrator, that is RLVTD, is one of the most technologically challenging endeavors of ISRO towards developing essential technologies for a fully reusable launch vehicle. To enable low-cost access to the space. The objectives of RLV-TD were hypersonic aerothermodynamic characterization of wing body, evaluation of autonomous navigation, guidance and control schemes, integrated flight management, thermal protection system evaluation. The achievements which achieved were RLV-TD was successfully flight tested on May 23, 2016 from STSC SHAR, that is SDSC SHAR Sriharikota, validating the critical technologies such as autonomous navigation, guidance and control, reusable thermal protection system and re-entry mission management. In this picture, you can see various stages of RLV-TD. First station is the ascent phase. The second stage, combined coast phase. And then the HS9 separation takes place. Third stage is a separated coast phase. Fourth stage is the start of descent phase, where the RLV-TD start to descend. Fifth stage is the entry phase, hypersonic regime. Sixth stage is simulation of landing, maneuvers, terminal phase. And in the seventh stage, it lands down on the seawater.
AstroSat is India's first dedicated astronomy mission aimed at studying celestial sources, which are sources which emit radiation. Are you aware that in 2017, our AstroSat, along with an array of telescopes worldwide, was involved in the study of gamma ray bursts emitted during the merger of two neutron stars? This was a major event that led to the momentous discovery of gravitational waves. Our AstroSat was launched using the rocket PSLV-XL on the date 28th of September 2015. Its launch mass was 1,515 kg and it was placed in an orbit of 650 km. AstroSat has a range of instruments like ultraviolet imaging telescope to study the sky simultaneously in 3 different wavelengths. It has a soft X-ray telescope to record data about every detected photon in a particular energy range. AstroSat also has a charged particle monitor to detect high energy particle while the satellite orbits the Earth, and many more such instruments. Chandrayaan-1 was India's first deep space mission. So it was launched on 22nd October 2008 using the PSLV rocket. Its weight was 1,380 kg and it consisted of an orbiter and a moon impact probe. The moon impact probe carried a couple of scientific instruments along with an image of the Indian flag, making India the fourth nation to place a flag on the moon. Are you aware that Chandrayaan-1 also played a crucial role in the discovery of water on the moon?
Chandrayaan-2. Chandrayaan-2 was launched at 7 September 2019. This mission is the successor of mission Chandrayaan-1. It covers the drawbacks of Chandrayaan-1 and also aims at studying not just one area of moon, but all the areas, combining exosphere, the surface, as well as the surface of moon in a single mission. The parts of mission. First part of the mission is the launcher. The GSLV Mark III is India's most powerful launcher to date and has been completely designed and fabricated from within the country. Second part is the orbiter. The orbital will observe the lunar surface and relay communication between the Earth and Chandrayaan-2's lander Vikram. Third part, Vikram lander. The lander was designed to execute the India's first soft landing on lunar surface. Fourth part is the Pragyan rover. The rover was a six-wheeled AI-powered vehicle named Pragyan, which translates to wisdom in Sanskrit.
Mangalyaan. What is Mangalyaan? Marking India's first venture into the interplanetary space. MOM, that is, Mars Orbiter mission, will explore and observe Mars surface features, morphology, mineralogy, and the Martian atmosphere. Further, a specific search for methane in the Martian atmosphere will provide information about the possibility of the past existence of life on the planet. Once India decided to go to Mars, ISRO had no time to lose as the nearest launch window was only a few months away and it could not afford to lose the chance, given the next launch would present itself after over 780 days in 2016. Thus, mission planning, manufacturing the spacecraft and launch vehicle, and readying the support system took place very swiftly. In the table, you can see the data. The launch date was 5th November 2013. Orbit was 650 km. The rocket used was PSLV XL. Launch mass 1337 kgs. Lifespan of this mission was 5 months. In these pictures, you can see the pics that are clicked by cameras on the Mangalyaan. We should be proud because India was the first country which achieved this mission in their first attempt.
IRNSS, which is Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, also known as NAVIC, which is Navigation through Indian Constellation, is India's navigation constellation. So you must have heard about GPS. So like America has GPS, India has NAVIC. So you must have used Google Maps. So Google Maps uses GPS to track your location, and it is going to start using IRNSS to track your location too. So are you aware that IRNSS can pinpoint your location on Earth even more accurately than GPS? There are currently 7 IRNSS satellites in orbit. 4 of these IRNSS satellites are in geosynchronous orbit and 3 are in geostationary orbit. So if you can see where my mouse pointer is, these 4 IRNSS satellites, these are in geosynchronous orbit. So they keep moving in an 8 like this. Then these 3 satellites, which are forming a straight line, these are in geostationary orbit. So all these satellites keep revolving around the Earth at a height of 36,000 kilometers from sea level.
Space Capsule Recovery Experiment SRE-1 is a 550 kg capsule that is intended to demonstrate the technology of an orbiting platform for performing experiments in microgravity condition. After completion of the experiment, the capsule was deorbited and recovered. SRE-1 was designed to demonstrate the capability to recover an orbiting space capsule. It tested technologies that may someday bring back astronauts back from space to Earth. In this picture, you can see various stages of SRE-1. In the first stage, the power flight takeoff is taken place from the Earth. In the second stage, launch escape motor ignition takes place, followed by stage 3, that is positron motor ignition. In the fourth stage, retrograde motor ignition takes place. In the fifth stage, the re-entry of the space capsule into atmosphere takes place. Sixth stage is followed by parachute deployment, and the final stage, that is the seventh stage, is taken place as the touchdown or splashdown moment on the water bodies. The Aditya L1 mission was conceived as a 400 kg class satellite carrying one payload, the Visible Emission Line Chronograph (VELC), and was planned to launch in an 800 km low Earth orbit. Objectives of this mission were planned to be launched with PSLV XL in 2020, orbit nearly 1.5 million km from Earth. It will study Sun's corona, which excite all solar physicists. A satellite is going to be placed in the halo orbit around the Lagrangian point, L1, of the Sun and the Earth. In celestial mechanics, the Lagrangian points are the point near two large bodies in orbit where a smaller object will remain in the position relative to the large orbiting bodies. That is, the body will remain stable with relative to gravitational forces of other two bodies. There are 5 such points labeled L1, L2, L3, L4 and L5, all in the orbital plane of the two large bodies, for each given combination of two orbital bodies. Gaganyaan is an Indian crewed orbital spacecraft intended to be the formative spacecraft of the Indian human spaceflight program. GSLV Mk3 is to be used as the launch vehicle for this program. It is planned to take off in 2022. 15 minutes after liftoff, Gaganyaan will orbit around the Earth in 400 km of orbit. After 7 days, crew module will splash down in Bay of Bengal. The features of this programs are 3 Gaganauts to fly in Gaganyaan, mission duration up to 7 days, emergency mission abort and crew rescue provision, crew module designed for re-entry and service module for mission management. In the left picture, you can see the GSLV Mk3, and on the top of it is the crew escape system. And on the right side, you can see the crew module and the service module. Now we will talk about the Vyomitra. On 22nd January 2020, ISRO introduced a humanoid Vyomitra at a seminar, Human Space Flight and Exploration, Present Challenges and Future Trends, which was held in Bengaluru. Vyomitra is a female humanoid, something that has an appearance resembling a human, but it is robotic and has no legs. Vyomitra is built for ISRO's first unmanned Gaganyaan mission.
Chandrayaan 3. Chandrayaan 3 is one of the major upcoming missions in the history of space industry and a proud moment for India. It is a successor of Chandrayaan 2. This mission aims the objectives carried out in Chandrayaan 2, incorporating the suggested improvements, due to which, unfortunately, Chandrayaan 2 was not able to land Vikram lander on Moon. Chandrayaan 3 is a planned third lunar exploration mission by Indian Space Research Organization, planned to be launched in second half of 2020 using the GSLV Mark III. Its configuration is similar to Chandrayaan 2. It incorporates the suggested improvements over Chandrayaan 2. It will attempt to soft land on Moon and conduct various experiments. NISAR. NISAR stands for NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar. It is a joint mission of ISRO in collaboration with NASA. It aims to develop and launch a dual frequency synthetic aperture radar on an Earth observation satellite. The satellite will be the first radar imaging satellite to use dual frequencies. It will be used for remote sensing to observe and understand the natural processes on Earth. For example, its right-facing instruments will study the Antarctic cryosphere.
The space station is one of the highest and the brightest objects visible in the sky. The International Space Station is a large spacecraft in orbit around the Earth. The space station is also a unique science laboratory. How old is the space station? The first piece of the International Space Station was launched in November 1998. The first crew arrived on November 2, 2000. Spacesuit. A spacesuit is a garment worn to keep a human alive in the harsh environment of outer space, vacuum, and temperature extremes. The suit itself has 13 layers of material. Three types of spacesuits exist for different purposes: IVA, intravehicular activity; EVA, extravehicular activity; and IEVA, extravehicular activity. Space visitors. The advent of space tourism occurred at the end of 1990s with a deal between the Russian company Mir Corp and the American company Space Adventures Limited. 10 years ago, US multi-billion dollar Denis Tito became the world's first ever space visitor.